6 wealthy teens and 1 secret broke teen. That's what we're doing today. We're going to be reacting to this video. I was a broke teen. It wasn't a secret, however, riding around in my $400 Ford Festiva that my friend sold me. Stick shift. He taught me how to drive it the day I bought it from him. I didn't even know how to drive a stick shift. I was a broke teen. All right, that's the moral of the story. If you've never seen one of these videos before, there are 7 people, and there's one who is not like the rest in whatever the theme of the episode is, and the mole has to try to blend in and convince everyone that they're in and not get voted out. You'll see how it goes as we go. So let's just go ahead and jump into it without further ado and see what we've got going on here, okay?
I am a wealthy teen.
I'm a wealthy teen.
I am a wealthy teen.
I am a wealthy teen.
I'm a wealthy teen.
I am a wealthy teen.
I am a wealthy teen.
I love that sentence. One of them secretly grew up poor. Like nobody knew.
What does everyone's parents do?
My dad is a senior manager for a cool, computer tech company.
My mom works for NBC and my dad works for DirecTV.
I actually don't have a dad. My mom, when she was 35, she decided that she didn't need a man, and she went through sperm donation. She opened up a business for cancer patients for areola replacement and permanent cosmetics.
She said her mom was single, and a lot of single parents oftentimes struggle a little bit more. That's not the case for every single parent, but
I agree. I agree, Abe. That's the first thing that jumps out as suspicious. Not suspicious. I mean, yeah, I guess suspicious. I'll say so far, my first impressions of everybody standing on the panel, Abby is rich. Abby's not the mole, 100%. I think, I can't remember her name, the girl in the checkered coat. She's rich, for sure. The girl with the pink band on her head, she's rich. They just exude something. So we'll see about the other 3. Let's hear from the other 3.
my mom's a psychiatric technician, and my dad is a farrier. So he does horseshoes on horses.
My mom owns a beauty salon, so she does something similar to what your mom does. And then my dad, I don't know how to explain his job, but he's the manager of a school district. So.
They mentioned that their mom owned a hair.
Okay, yeah, June seems suspicious. June seems a little suspicious to me. My dad manages a school district. Is that what she said? I don't know. She seemed really nervous. Seemed like she could have just been trying to throw out things that were ambiguous enough. I don't know.
Hair salon.
Let's wait and see.
Possibility of that having unsteady income.
What cars do you guys' parents drive?
I have a Lexus, a BMW, and a Volvo.
My mom.
See, I don't know. It seems like she's just throwing out stuff that's supposed to sound rich. BMW, Bugatti, a fully gutted and revamped party bus, a solid gold hoverboard, a giraffe.
Mom drives a Tesla, and my dad has kind of like a Jeep, but not really a Jeep. I don't really know what it's called.
Okay, I think she's rich too. I get the impression that by kind of like a Jeep, but I don't know what it's called. It's probably like a Range Rover or something, and you don't have one of those unless you have money. I get the impression that's what she's talking about, and she doesn't seem like she's making anything up. I think she's rich as well.
My mom was driving a 2003 Dodge Ram with 200,000 miles on it, but she just got a Mercedes yesterday.
Go, Mom. I live in a beach town. Cars aren't super important to us, but my dad is really into motorcycles, so he drives a motorcycle.
I own 3 BMWs, so my car, both my parents' cars are BMW. We're all BMW lovers, so.
All right, BMW family. I think she's rich. Abby's rich for sure. There's no question. I wish I had caught all the names. Chick in the checkered jacket is rich. Range Rover is rich. So I think my suspicions are down to Abe and June. I think those are where my suspicions lie right now. Oh, and Chandra, maybe. I think that's her name. Chandra, yeah. Chandra, Abe, and June are the ones I'm suspicious of right now. Abby and June.
I moved a lot.
I'm telling you right now, y'all are tripping voting Abby. That girl, look at her. She exudes, my parents have money. And I don't mean that to be insulting. She seems like a sweet girl. But she's got some zeros in the bank account. And they're after a number that's not a 0. You know what I'm saying?
Places because my dad's really career driven. I grew up in Connecticut. I live really close to the beach and that's like my passion. I grew up going on vacations every year. I'm very well traveled. We could talk about that if you want. I could talk about that. Do you want to hear or no? Is that 60 seconds?
We weren't always wealthy, so I don't know what else to say. Like, yeah, we go on vacations a lot. I have aspirations to be a doctor. My parents have put me to be a doctor. They both went to college. We're really privileged, thankfully.
All right, June is either really nervous about being in the situation, which would be totally understandable, or she's the secret broke teen. Because everything she's saying just sounds like it's supposed to sound good. She named 3 like rich cars. I have aspirations to be a doctor. We go on vacation a lot, and like Abby said, we go on vacation a lot too. It sounds like she's piggybacking. I don't know. I'm suspicious of June. All right, I think we're done. I think the mold's
I was
gone.
really quiet, so I think that's kind of what made everyone vote me out so easily.
So it was a tie last round. And just out of curiosity, what reason between June and I, did you think was inherently poor or low income? Like, how did you judge that based off of knowing us for 5 minutes?
She's trying to ask nicely, why the fuck did you think I was poor? What about me makes you think I'm poor? That's what she means.
I think my dad always ingrained into my brain that like people who drive motorcycles are like really unsafe and like that's not a good decision to make. I'm like, okay, Dad.
I have a question for you.
Yes.
Did you go to private school?
Yeah, I went to private school when I was younger, and then I moved to public school only
All right, so Ananya, I think is the other girl's name. Her name's Claire. I'm sold on them too. I think they're both rich. That seems easy to me that they're both rich.
because like when I moved houses, there wasn't any like good private schools near me, and also I really like my public high school experience.
Do you go to public or private school?
Public.
Okay.
I think prior to this year, I think I went to a lot of like stereotypically like rich kid schools. When I was in elementary, we were starting like iPad. We had like iPads in like 1st grade, and then in 3rd grade we started having like Chromebooks. Like I have like a lot of friends from just like in a lot of different districts, and then they all were like they only started getting Chromebooks when they were in like 5th grade.
She kept talking about Chromebooks. I was like, is she trying to like take us to a different direction about Chromebooks? I was like, okay, I don't want to know about Chromebooks, so.
I went to
All right, so 2 things we know about Claire is she's rich and she doesn't give a fuck about Chromebooks. So drop it.
Catholic, which was a public school or private school.
So I go to a public school because my mom didn't want to drive me super far to go to private school.
Yeah, they were like all like an hour away, and my mom was not about to drive me an hour away for school.
So I went to an academy for middle school, and then now I'm in a public high school. It's close to the beach, and it has programs for the science stuff that I like.
All right, so before they vote in round 2, I think I've caught all their names now. I think the girl's name is Sahara or Sahara. I'm not sure how it's pronounced, but I saw it on screen. She's so comfortable that I feel like she's not the mole. She seems like the most casual about being in this situation. So she's either just really good at playing it cool, or she's just got nothing to hide. Abe, I'm not entirely sure about. Claire, Ananya, and Abby are rich without question. So it's Chandra or Abe, I think, at this point. I think that's who I'm feeling at this point. We'll see how it goes.
There was another tie this round, so there will be another tiebreaker round.
Another tie, huh?
And this time it is between Andra and Abby.
Andra is how they're saying it.
So-
Y'all, I'm telling you, y'all are tripping. Y'all are wasting your time voting on Abby. You're wasting your time voting on Abby. If there's one of them I'm sure is rich. Ananya is a close second. But Abby's not the mole.
Well, I
She's
actually,
not.
you know, make a lot of my own money by myself. My mom, she really wants to like stress financial independence. So I'm actually a content creator. My main platform is TikTok, and I do a lot of like fashion and like modeling content. Last year, I learned how to like work with brands and like make a lot of money from that, which you can make a lot of money if you guys are interested in social media. You definitely get into it.
Forgot to mention that we also vacation, if that means anything to you, in Europe and like Scotland and stuff, because a lot of my family lives out there. I also create content. I love video games. I don't have a job myself because I'm really focused on academics, but doing something like you talked about doing would be really cool. I'm not the mole. I promise you.
She's like, seriously, stop voting for me. I'm not fucking poor, dude. Like, don't vote me again. I have money. Something will happen to you.
And for the first time today, there's a second time.
Oh my God.
Why don't you guys like hold for a second and come up with one question to ask both of you?
Okay.
So another, all right, Chandra, another tie. And they still think it's Abby, huh?
So, what college do you want to go to?
Oh, yes.
And do your parents plan on funding it?
So yes, they're gonna fund it. I'm not gonna lie, I don't really know how much it works because with my parents, it's never been an issue. Like they've always been very clear that like, we're really lucky and we have the ability to support you in whatever you wanna do, which is why they're not hard on me for my grades. My dream school is UCSB, or I really wanna study abroad in like Europe or Asia or something like that.
Now, she did say there that they're not hard on her about her grades, but the last thing she said was, I'm so focused on academics. So those don't necessarily clash. She could be focused on academics on her own, of her own accord. But that's interesting. Even so, I still don't believe she's the mole. It would be very hard to convince me that her parents do not have money.
Who funds your college?
Okay, so I'm actually on full ride to USC on Questbridge, which is like a scholarship for people in Connecticut, like a local scholarship.
Do you pay for like everything else, like daily expenses, or like?
Yes,
okay,
yeah, I
your
do.
mom?
Like, I've been working since I was 15 as well. Like I was working in a restaurant when I was in Connecticut. Yeah, and then I started, you know, actually making like money from brands.
Okay. All right. I think she accidentally just told a little bit too much. So now I'm pretty suspicious of her. I think she accidentally, a scholarship just for local people. I don't think you get a scholarship just for being local. There's a lot of different scholarships I don't know about. Maybe you do. But that's interesting. And then she talked about working in a restaurant for a while, which also doesn't mean anything. But it also might. So, I mean, of the two, it's Chandra. It could still be June. I'm still not entirely sold it's not June.
We decided to vote Chandra out. No
Yeah.
hard feelings.
No hard feelings. Well, yeah.
I
of
would have
course
still
not.
voted for Abby if I'm being honest.
No hard feelings. We just don't think you could possibly be rich.
I had been voting for Chandra since the beginning, and I feel like she had known what the value of a dollar was because she saw her mom struggle, and she wanted to make a better life for herself because her mom stressed that Chandra needed to be financially independent to live a better life. And then everyone kind of just agreed with that.
Well, I guess so. You only had like 10 seconds to talk. It probably took longer than that to read that thing out.
Hope you guys got them all. I think they voted me out because I said like that it was through scholarship. Like, why would she need a scholarship if she has so much money? And that like I have a high work ethic, so I think that's why.
If you want to keep playing, raise your hand on 3. 1, 2, 3.
She thinks it's Abby.
The box turns green, you guys successfully voted the mole out, and you guys win the cash prize together. If the box turns red, the mole is still against you guys, and they win the entire cash prize for themselves.
Okay. So it's June or Chandra.
I'm going to count to 3, and then on 3, the mole can reveal themselves, okay?
I would have gone June. I would have guessed June.
Yeah, so I've grown up like low income, you know, my whole life. Questbridge is actually a scholarship, which I am on full ride for low income students who are like high achieving. Like it's also been hard because it's like my mom, she, you know, has gone through like substance abuse. Like we lived in a motel room and with like all of our animals and, you know, we had to like.
If I can just jump in and be old man rants for a second. The word like is just getting beaten to death these days. I think like has to be the most used word in the English language at this point. It is, I think, even more frequently used as filler than and. I hear very intelligent people that I know to be very smart, If they speak for 2 minutes straight, they'll drop like 30 times. 30 to 40 times they'll drop like. And these are smart people. I don't know what's happening. And sometimes use it. I use it sometimes, maybe where it's not necessary. I get that sometimes you throw in and you say like, I don't know, like, you know, I get that. That happens. But this rhythm of like every 2 or 3 words throwing it in seems problematic to me. But I'm probably just getting old. So back to the video.
We had to like,
We're here
like
to
feed
support
them
you. Yeah.
all the stuff in like my life. I've just grown to be like really grateful for, you know, and just like not take anything for granted.
No, like that's so awesome.
All right, well, there you go. I guess we'll wrap it up here. That's pretty fun. Let me know if you guys like this kind of thing as well, and we'll start doing more of this. I want to start uploading on this channel more frequently. I was initially going for 1 a week with the more involved type videos, but this was kind of fun, and it's a little bit easier for me to do, so I could do them pretty regularly. So if you guys like this and want to see more things along these lines, let me know. In addition to the other bigger production, not production, but like the more involved videos that I do, I'm going to still do those as well. I do still enjoy doing those. But in the interest of just getting more content out on this channel, maybe we'll do stuff like this a couple times a week or more, depending on, I guess, how much you guys enjoy it. So we'll go ahead and wrap this one up here. Appreciate you guys watching. Hope you have a good one, and we'll see you in the next one.